There must be a con like me in every prison in America. I'm the guy who can get it for you. Cigarettes, a bag of reefer, if that's your thing, a bottle of brandy to celebrate your kid's high school graduation, damn near anything within reason. Yes, sir, I'm a regular Sears and Roebuck.
There is a voice you have heard thousands of times. In documentaries, in movies, in commercials, in your head when you read something important. You know the voice before the face even appears on screen. And the moment you hear it, something in your brain shifts. You don't decide to trust it. You just do. Morgan Freeman has been called the voice of God, the voice of authority, the voice of reason. But those are just descriptions. Today we're going to talk about the actual neuroscience behind why Morgan Freeman's voice does what it does to the human brain, and why no amount of training, no technique, no amount of money can manufacture what he has naturally.
Has never been a
tanked
hit.
at the box office. And the reason for that is, of course, is that the only real marketing movies get, I think, is word of mouth. You can promote it all you want, but if the first few audiences go there and come back and can't say, I really saw this great film, then you're not going to go very far. So people went to see the Shawshank Redemption, and then they came back, oh man, I saw this really terrific movie. It's called the Shank Sham. Shim Shark.
There is a concept in neuroscience called auditory authority processing, the way the human brain evaluates the credibility and trustworthiness of a voice before it processes the actual words being spoken. Pitch, resonance, cadence, and pacing are all evaluated in the first few milliseconds of hearing a new voice. The brain makes a trust assessment before a single sentence is complete. Morgan Freeman's voice hits every single marker the brain uses to assign authority. It is low without being threatening, warm without being weak, slow without being uncertain, and it carries a resonance, a physical vibration that registers in the body before it registers in the mind.
I must admit I didn't think much of Graham Norton first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze could blow him over. That was my first impression of the man. I could see why some people took him for annoying. He had a walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here. And boy, did he drink. He drank like a man without a care or worry in the world. I hope to finish this talk show one day. I hope Michael stops talking for just 1 second. I hope people stop asking me to do stupid voiceovers.
The penguin. They have wings, but cannot fly. They're birds that think they're fish. And every year, they embark on a nearly impossible journey to find a mate.
That last part is not a metaphor. Low-frequency vocal resonance physically activates the vagus nerve, the nerve that runs from your brainstem through your chest and regulates your sense of safety and calm. When you hear Morgan Freeman speak, your nervous system responds before your conscious mind does. You are not choosing to find him trustworthy. Your body is telling you that you are safe.
In the harshest place on earth, love finds a way. This is the incredible true story of a family's journey to bring life into the world. March of the Penguins.
What are you worried about?
Am I going to work again? It's always what I worry about. Am I going to have to go and learn how to drive a cab, or maybe...
Morgan Freeman, Golden Globe Award, Oscar nomination. You're worried you're not going to work again?
Watch any Morgan Freeman interview and pay attention not to what he says, but to what happens to the interviewer. They slow down. They stop interrupting. They lean in slightly. They get quieter. This is called vocal entrainment, the tendency of the human brain to unconsciously synchronize its own rhythm and pace with a dominant auditory signal. Morgan Freeman's voice is so metronomically consistent, so perfectly paced, that the people around him begin to match it without realizing they are doing so. He doesn't control the conversation by talking more. He controls it by making everyone else talk less.
That there was some reason that someone thought that I was less than they were in the human experience.
And what does Glory say?
I'm first class. I don't ask anyone for anything here. This is my country. Mine. Mine.
I went to school to study how to be an actor.
Uh-huh.
And in that school, Los Angeles City College, I had a voice and diction instructor who was very good at his job. And so you had to learn to speak and sound your final consonants.
So you
Things
actually
like that.
learned something in college. I learned how to drink beer out of a funnel.
Well, I was old.
How old were you in college?
22.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's it. So you started college when you were 22 years old?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
But I only went for about 20 minutes.
There is a psychological concept called narrative authority, the ability to make any statement, no matter how simple, sound like the conclusion of a long and considered thought. Most people speak in real time. They're figuring out what they want to say as they say it. You can hear the machinery, the filler words, the restarts, the slight acceleration when they find their point. Morgan Freeman speaks like he already knows how the sentence ends before he begins it. And the brain interprets that confidence not as performance, but as knowledge. The person who speaks like they know the answer is processed by the brain as the person who has the answer.
Man, the bus runs every day.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I thought what you said was fascinating because you called it bull when you said people can't, pull themselves up. Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No,
You don't?
no, I don't. You and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, so I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem here.
Ridiculous. What? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not? Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Here's what almost nobody talks about when they talk about Morgan Freeman. He was rejected from film school. He spent years as an Air Force mechanic, then as a dancer, then doing small theater work that went nowhere. He didn't get his first major film role until he was 50 years old. 50. By the time most people are winding down, Morgan Freeman was just beginning. There is a psychological framework called late emergence authority, where someone who achieves recognition after decades of invisible work carries a quality of groundedness and patience that people who rise quickly almost never develop. He was not discovered. He was not manufactured. He was not optimized for an algorithm or a demographic. He simply kept working for 30 years in rooms where nobody was watching. And when the rooms finally got bigger, he was exactly the same person he had been in the small ones. That consistency, that complete absence of the hunger and anxiety that marks most people who finally get what they wanted, is what the brain reads as authority. Not fame, not talent, not even the voice. The fact that the voice sounds exactly the same whether 5 people are listening or 500 million. Morgan Freeman once said in an interview, "I always tell my kids, if you lay down, people will step over you. But if you keep scrambling, if you keep going, someone will always give you a hand." That is not a motivational quote. That is 30 years of invisible work compressed into 2 sentences. And delivered in that voice, it doesn't sound like advice. It sounds like gravity, like something that was always true and always will be. That is why Morgan Freeman's voice controls your brain. Not because of talent, not because of fame, because the voice is the man. And the man spent 30 years becoming someone worth listening to before anyone was listening. The voice is just the part you can hear. Next video we go inside someone whose power operates nothing like Freeman's. No voice, no warmth, no mystery, no dominance. Just pure, unfiltered, undeniable star quality that nobody has ever been able to define. You already know who it is.